You see guys, lazima tutajua ukweli. Raila Odinga alikufa kifo gani? Lazima tutajua ukweli. Tutakuja kutambua tu, mambo yanaendelea kufichuka tu polepole. Na nilikwambia baada ya Raila Odinga kuzikwa ndo watu wataanza exposing it. Hadi itafika mahali wandani wa hii serikali wataanza kutuambia ukweli chenye ilifanyika. Na unajua sasa wakati mtu anakuanga fired ndo anakujanga na ukweli venye mambo yalikuwa, na ndo baadaye mtakuja kutambua kweli it was true. And show me like video na nasema thanks for your great support. Nyinyi ni watu wa nguvu zaidi. Huyu ni Kalebu Amisi.
So it's just progressive voices against the progressive voices. There's nothing like Baba Itwacha. And the last statement Baba made at Agile, and he made it himself. That was his last speech. If there is any speech you should refer to, that Baba alisema left and Twende left, it is that speech. That who told you we are not going to have a candidate? He didn't say, you know, there is a time when Baba had a handshake with Uhuru Kenyatta. You remember? The March 18th at the steps of the Harambee House, na wakasalamiana. He came and told us we are supporting the government. It was a direct directive. We are with Uhuru, he is going to support us. Very simple and clear instruction.
Yeah.
So where has Baba told us that we are with Ruto and is going to support us? Nothing. You see, the same people who are saying that we are in the Broadbased. They are the people who are forcing Baba to go to Broadbased. I can dare say, because I used to talk to Baba, the last moment I had with Baba was in Kileleshwa in his private office. And Baba is listening to us. Don't think his spirit is around. Baba told me to my face that continue hitting the government. This is not what we believe in. This is not what we believe in. And he told me myself personally. That's why I hit Ruto like nonsense, because this is a directive from my last standing directive from Raila was hit the government.
When was this?
That was just like I can give it like 2 months before he died. I had a moment with him in his private office in Kileleshwa. His bodyguards know me. They saw me meeting him alone. Even like Ghetto knows. And we were 2 of us. And the instruction he gave me is hit the government. I have no any other instruction from Baba himself until he died.
So you will continue doing that?
I will continue doing what Baba left me to do. Hit the government, because they are doing what we do not believe in.
So basically, you are not part of the Broadbased.
But what is Broadbased? Broadbased, people ran to look for jobs. And most people who are around this Baba, they'll tell you. These people had already gone to, when they waited for Baba to be in Dubai, and then they went to State House to look for jobs. There was no arrangement. You see coalitions, how coalitions are made. Coalitions of Kibaki and Raila, it was proper. Nyinyi munapewa hii ministry, nyinyi ministry, 2 ministers, 3 ministers. It is a proper arrangement. Show me a coalition arrangement between UDA and ODM. There exists nothing.
But there are some ODM guys in government.
There are eating.
Madi, Joho,
these are foodious individuals. Foodious. Where there is food, to them is okay.
So walijiweka hapo peke yao?
They ran to the president. They took an advantage of a moment where president is needy. And they went to convince him that they'll bring Raila on board. Raila could not come and denounce them. They are his children. He can't come and say, wameniachi. He will look weak. And these things Baba has told us to our face. That he came back from Dubai, he landed there, he called Junet. Junet told him, these people are already in State House waiting to be announced. Yeah.
So basically, Baba didn't know that these ODM guys were in the government.
They had approached Baba. They had approached Baba about arrangement of some sort. But yeah. Baba told them, wait, I come, and then we make an arrangement so that we have a proper coalition agreement between the government, including Kalonzo. Kalonzo was supposed to be part of that agreement. Then from there, we go to what we call People's Convention, because the Gen Z are on the street. They are crying. We need to have what we call a generational talk between the young people and the government. So he said we need a proper arrangement or a coalition and the period it lasts. What we call a unity government, including Kalonzo and Uhuru, a proper one. Then from there, we go to a people's convention, a very clear way. But what happens while Baba was away, they went to Ruto and say, announce our names. There is no way Baba will come and denounce. So these people actually that are the cause of, if Baba has died out of pressure, these are the people who have caused Baba's death.
That's a very nice, very serious accusation.
Yes, it is serious because we know. They have put him in a corner that he doesn't believe in because of their selfish interests. And Baba has told us to our face, we are not lying, because he has told us many people that these people pushed me to go to the government. I do not belong there. We need a proper arrangement. We need a proper coalition. We need to know what do we stand for and what do they stand for. He didn't want to lose his legacy. These people have lost the legacy of Mzee, 40 years legacy, because of their selfish interests. Now they are calling us rebels.
Do you see them lasting in those positions?
They will last as much as they're eating. They will last. They will last.
You don't see any reshuffle?
No, they know how to take care of their plate very well. They will last. They know.
Okay.
Yeah, they will last. But up to what is the danger? What I'm asking is that what is the dent you've caused to Mzee's legacy? At least in a proper coalition, you are able to tell the government that should you start abducting, should you find yourself that there are unexplained killings, that should the economy not perform well, then we leave the coalition. But right now, they're just a new broad-based until 2027. So whatever you do, whether it is bad or good, you do it in the name of broad-based until 2027. Which kind of coalition is that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the party leader. They've endorsed Senator Oburu now as a placeholder. What do you think? What do you see?
You know, as an ODM member, I'm supposed to respect the decision of the party.
Okay.
But necessarily, I do not necessarily agree with them. Why? What was the hurry? Why do you endorse somebody? You know, Baba has created this party for 20 years. We are celebrating 20 years of the party. Okay?
Yeah.
The party has structures. We know who is who. There are even 3 deputies. Okay. Yeah. Mm.
See you later.
Yeah.
Si una signal hata mtu mambo na ngoja mtu anamaliza. Mambo gani? Tunaongea mambo serious.
Unamwita jamaa. Unamwita jamaa jana. You know, I just believe that it was a quick decision that leaves a lot to be desired. Why? Why will you, we've not even buried Baba. You are talking about his succession. I don't think it's a good respect. Yeah, we will have still given Oburu anyway, if that was the choice of the party. But why first? What was the threat?
In a month's time?
Yeah, in a month's time to...
Party
iko, haiendi mahali. What was the threat? I mean, who are these people making decisions in a party out of the rest of members who have contributed, members who have struggled, members who have died, who have lost relatives in the struggle to make a party what it is now? Who are these people in a room making quick decisions? And the wrong decisions without even caring what is the image you are giving to people? What is the image? That's what I'm saying. These people don't know why ODM is here. They just see an already made party. But they don't know the pieces of building that party, what it entails. It is not just waking up on a press conference. No. It is standing for certain ideas, ideals, and the principles, and the committing to safeguarding the interests of Kenyans first that has built that party. But we have not even buried the enigma. You are all over saying whether to support William. Some are even saying there is nobody potential in ODM more stronger than William Ruto. Where does William Ruto come in with ODM? Where? I've never seen the name of William Ruto in the membership of the party.
Yeah.
Where does his name come? Even if you wanted to support him, why can't you wait for the right time? What is the hurry? That's why I said, I think people were really waiting for this moment, and I think Ruto has done some damage in terms of buying people around that party. Now we no longer trust who is who in that party.
Trust is gone.
Trust is gone.
Which now begs me to ask the question, what next for ODM? I've seen, okay, so we have a few factions. The main one that is very loud, we were left in Broadbased. We are in Broadbased. And then there's another one saying we are not going to flout any presidential aspirant in 2027. There's another one saying, oh, Ruto is going to come and take over ODM and everything. Then now there's you guys who are now the rejects. Wewe, Babu, Sifuna, munakuwa considered threat. Wako zile hawa vijana wadogo pia watulie wapangwe. Kelele ni ya nini? Wacheni tuwapatie direction.
Ngoja tukule.
Yes. So kuna hiyo ya kupea direction. So what do you think? Hiyo party ilikuwa ama audio ilikuwa imezima? Iko sawa. So what next for ODM?
The retrogressive forces versus progressive forces has been there since time immemorial.
That's true.
If you look at the leaders of Africa from the time of independence, you will hear leaders who fought for independence. You'll hear Kwame Nkrumah, those who are there for Pan-Africanism, those who stood against the white supremacy and the colonialism, those who stood against the imperial West. And they could have been swayed, just like the collaborators, but they refused. And what happens? The results, Ghana got independent as one of the first countries to get independent.
Yeah.
That was because the people like Kwame Nkrumah stood strong on their principles and say, no, we must get liberated. Congo, the other side, we had King Leopold II. The King Leopold II actually had Congo as his land. He had a title deed of Congo. Unajua nchi mzima ni yako na uko na title deed. King Leopold II had the title deed to Congo, Republic of Congo. Of course, it changed to Zaire and then back to the DRC. King Leopold II, around the 1790s and 1800s there. During the Berlin Conference, they demarcated that land for him, the entire Congo as a nation. And of course, people like Patrice Lumumba stood against the Belgium colonization. Viciously, they held, these are some of the few educated Africans who stood strong and say, no, Congo must be liberated and be ruled by the blacks. Kenya here, we had also the Majimaji rebellion. We had the several groups from all corners that erupted. We have the great Samoe Arap, and many others who stuck their neck out and said that we need our land back and we need to rule ourselves. There are also collaborators who refused and say, Mzungu ni mzuri. Anti-apartheid regime in South Africa. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned at a very young age because he stood against the apartheid regime. But there are those who collaborated with the white. In every struggle, past or present, there are always the progressive and the retrogressive forces.
Okay.
This one is also a moment for progressive and retrogressive forces. And if the likes of Jomo and his contemporaries who refused and said, no, sisi wazungu wametuacha hapa tukae kwa serikali ya mzungu hatutoki, we will not have gotten independence. If these leaders refuse, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, or Chenga Neko and the rest refuse, wanasema sisi penye wazungu wametuacha, wacha sisi tukae hapo, hatuoni shida yote. Up to today, Kenya will still be under British, as a British colony. But the people who stood against and say no, things must change. So this is what we are basically seeing. People are saying, you know, wametuacha tu kwa Broadbased, hataki kutoka because they are basically eating from the they are not used to struggle. They are not used to the
They're seated on the table.
Yeah, in fact it is Baba who has been taking them kwa street kidogo, lakini our feel comfortable. They are shaking. Now they are comfortable. They see no evil, hear no evil, hear nothing. And they don't want to change anything. Hata Ruto auwe watu wangapi nini Kasarani Stadium, people have been killed, anasema shua cha kunyamaza, unaingilia Broadbased. That's it. That's where we are. Some of us, like, you know me, I always say me, I'm not a politician. In fact, some people say, you don't behave like a politician. There are leaders also in the midst of all this. You know, if you look at the time when we were going to the streets, IBC must go, G Baba has lost the election unfairly. We've gone to streets like several times. The first one I went in 2017, before elections, Chiloba and all that, IBC reforms, I was on the street. Then the second one, now Baba has lost the election, Chepkati Chiloba must go, I was on the streets. And then now the second time when we need reforms before elections, that was even worse. And that's why you see my photo going around where I was hit by a tear gas canister right inside my car. If you Google my name, that is the first thing that comes up. And I was saved by an international media journalist, Reuters. You know, they are trained. While they're also taking their photographies and videos, they are trained to save lives. I don't know whether wetu wanafunzwa hivyo. Me, I think wanamulika akikufa hadi akufe basi.
Tunasikitika sana kutangaza kifo.
But you know, these guys saw me struggle because what happened, the police threw the tear gas inside my car, through the rear window, ikapasukia ndani ya gari. Wacha sahi watu mtu anaona mtu ana smoke cigarette anafikiria ni tear gas. Anatoroka. The people have not seen what the tear gas properly. Mine was thrown inside the car. Nikapasukia ndani. My driver collapsed on the brakes. Kama ingekuwa kwa steering, wheel accelerator, tungekuwa ndani ya, because it was Kenyatta Highway, that Kenyatta Avenue, tungekuwa ndani ya one of the shops. So the door was locked. I don't know how. Then the good thing that my window was open. So I was struggling to gasp for air. And the guy who was taking the video saw me struggling. Akanifungulia mlango nikaanguka. If you Google, you'll see that photo. Na chokora, I think he was passing by, akanimwagia maji. That's how I saved my life. Otherwise, you'll not be talking to Caleb Amisi. I could have been buried barely 2 weeks after being sworn in as a member of parliament for Sabot. I was dying completely. Up to now, I still go to check up in hospital for my chest problem. Up to now. And there is no any...
No way.
Yeah. Watu walikuwa nasema I was smoking shisha.
Lakini hii nayo ni
You see?
Akishwali.
But it is the good thing that you go to the Reuters, the channel, you will see the photo there. Ndio ujue it's not. Can you imagine that is tear gas? Yeah. That is tear gas. So when people talk about being in the trenches, if you tell them to even show you one photo, that is the time I realized Baba has been surrounded by pretenders. We left Capitol Hill, a whole group, reaching Kenyatta Avenue. I was alone. Where the rest disappeared to, I do not know. Because mimi ni ule ukisema twende tunaenda.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to face the police. Yeah. Whatever it comes. Because mmesema leo ni ile siku. Sasa mimi nimeamini leo ni ile siku. Kumbe ni ile siku watu wanaangalia. Alafu after that they'll come with photos and trying to describe how everything. That is the time I realized, wow, this mzee is surrounded by pretenders leaders. They actually do not even go to that demonstration. Some they hide inside the car, some they don't even, they turn. Wengine wanaangalia kwa umbali, wanaenda waonyeshe kichwa tu, sa ameniona. Ameenda. So when I saw the same people in Baba's funeral trying to say, oh, the same people who fought him viciously, the same people who have used unprintable words against him, and they are there talking how, you know, how Baba is an enigma, how you've lost a great man.
Mambo ni mengi.
Mambo ni mengi. I think, you know, the people who could have spoken in that funeral ni wale ambao wamekuwa kwa Baba in the trenches, yeah. Multipartism, and they are there. Lakini these ones that have met in Broadbased. And they occupied the whole space. I just kept quiet, nikasema Mungu ailaze roho yake mahali pema peponi.